Hey guys, welcome back to Make That Sea Change. Paul here with you today. Make That Sea Change is my site and channel aimed at everything to do with setting up your own online business. Now, along those lines, today we're going to talk about how to sell funeral needs online. Now, I just shot a video about funeral affiliate programs, and I did mention there, it's quite a somber subject to be talking about, and funerals evoke all sorts of emotions, especially when you're farewelling a loved one. But if we're looking at it from something that you've got an interest in or something that you know about, it's actually something that can be quite a good little business online because there's always a need for it. People joke about death and taxes, but it is something that, there's funeral homes, and funeral homes still do all their marketing and sales the same as any other business. So, if it's something that you're interested in looking at and you want to sell funeral or deal with funeral needs online, then let's have a look through at some of the ways that we can do that. I'm not going to read you through the post word for word. I'll just go through the highlights for you. Obviously, if you're watching this from the post, you can click on it. If you're watching on YouTube, click on the link and you can have a good read of the post. But one thing I will show you first is something, if we're looking at setting up an online business, something I always like to just check first is, if we go in the post, is just to make sure that there is a market for it. So if we look at, the monthly searches here. So, we don't want to go looking at setting up an online business in something only to find out that no one actually looks for this stuff online. So if we do a quick little keyword research here, we can see that just for the term funeral, we get 52,000 odd searches per month. Flower arrangements for funerals, insurance plans, insurance companies, expense insurance. So all these sort of things are something that you can definitely work with for an online business. If someone loses a loved one, especially suddenly, they're going to need to start looking at this sort of stuff pretty quickly. So, they're where you can certainly build your own online business around. Funeral service, so 3,400. Flowers, cost, Christian funeral services, professional funeral services, pet funeral services, pets is another big area if you're dealing with this or any niche, to be honest. There's always a pet element to it. So you could look at it from that way as well. And then look at memorials, so memorial programs, creative funeral ideas, personalised cards, service programs, candles. All those sort of things are very popular. You can see there's good numbers of searches. This is only the first page. These pages do go quite a bit further down. So I'm very comfortable with the numbers there to make sure that there is actually stuff people are searching for online. And if we look at search trends, funeral services, funeral memorial, as we've discussed, death is constant. Bit of a spike there. That would 5th of April 2020. That would have been around COVID. So the rest of it pretty straightforward for what we're looking at, and we go from there. So the first thing we need to do, and it's written there, and as I said, I'm not going to read you all the way through it, but the first thing to think about is what you're actually going to sell within your funeral niche. We've got graveside requirements, funeral requirements, memorial, funeral director training even, and insurance and financing. We saw those numbers were quite high when we went through our little searches there. So, the first thing you need to do, as I said, is just think about what it is you want to sell within the funeral needs or what you want to deal with within the funeral industry. So are you dealing with the funeral services themselves, like helping people set up a funeral service? Are you dealing with the actual nuts and bolts of it? So gravestones, caskets, urns, that sort of stuff. Insurance and finance, as we mentioned, is a big one. You can also look at building people websites as a memorial. Memorial websites are quite constant. So on and so forth. So there's quite a bit that you can deal with there, and you just need to think about what your niche is, and if you're not quite sure of that, then think about who it is that you're targeting. Are you targeting people who've just recently lost a loved one? Are you targeting people who are planning for ongoing for the eventual loss of a loved one? So family members dealing with aging parents or aging auntie and uncles, for example, and that takes quite a bit of care and empathy when you're dealing with that, because people don't often want to talk about that. So you need to build your site along those lines as well. If you're dealing with funeral directors or people who own funeral homes, they're going to want to know more about the marketing and the social media and all that sort of stuff as well, because as I mentioned before, it's still a business. And then once you've got that, then you can think about what you're going to target them with and what they're actually looking for. So think about your niche, who your target audience is, and how you're going to target them. Quite often a good way to think about that is what problems are you solving there. So, if I've suddenly, touch wood, lose a loved one very suddenly, my problem is I don't even know where to start to plan a funeral. So quite often I'm just going to go online. How do I plan a funeral? Boom, up comes your site. You can help them all through with that as well. So think about the problems that people have within the funeral game. Caskets. What sort of casket do I choose? Do I have a different one if my loved one's being buried, or if I'm getting them cremated? So they're the sort of problems that people have, and they're the problems you're solving. So obviously, think about your niche, who's your target audience, and then what problems are you solving within that. Once you've done that, the next part then is to think about how you're going to sell products online. So there's a few different options here. Let's start with the pure online work of it. You can start with affiliate marketing. So I mentioned before, if somebody lost a loved one suddenly, didn't know where to start, they do a search online, they find your site, you provide a list of things that they need to have. So yes, they need to get a casket, they might need to get an urn if it's been cremated. What affiliate marketing does is allows you to put a link on your page. So you write about the different caskets that people may want to choose from. Once they've chosen from your site, they click on that link, it takes them off to a vendor. The vendor then manages the sale. So they do the sale, they do the shipping, they do all that sort of stuff, and you earn a commission for that referral. Basically, in a nutshell, that's what affiliate marketing is. You join an affiliate program. There is a link in this post to funeral affiliate marketing programs if you're looking down that line. Basically what you do, you join that program, you write about those caskets, and as I mentioned, as the reader clicks on that link, they go off and do the sale elsewhere. You don't handle anything to do with the sale, and then you earn a commission based on that sale. So that's affiliate marketing. Have a read through the post for more information on that. As with drop shipping. Drop shipping is very similar to affiliate marketing, as in you don't manage the sale, you don't manage the financial part of it. All you need to do is basically strike up I can't think what I'm trying to say here. Strike up a relationship with a wholesaler, then you list their products on your page. The difference between affiliate marketing and drop shipping essentially is that you can manage the price on drop shipping, and you can take it as far as you want. You could manage the whole customer service aspect of it, the sale, the customer service. The vendor or the wholesaler handles the shipping. You just send them the price. So you can name your price, and you can do drop shipping that way. From there, so affiliate marketing, drop shipping are options that you don't handle the shipping, you don't handle the sales, but then you get into things like white labeling. Now, white labeling is where you buy products, stick your own label on them, and then sell them, which is essentially what a lot of bricks and mortar stores do. They get their inventory in, they put their own labels on them, or they sell them as is, and they sell them for a profit price. So the difference being you will need to have some outgoings to start with, but you can build up your own brand this way. You might be dealing with, funeral coffin covers, the nice silk covers that go over coffins quite often. You might be dealing with flowers, and you might be branding the flowers to be your own. Any of that sort of stuff is something that you can white label. In the post, it talks about finding suppliers. That's what you'll do. You'll find a supplier. You'll make sure they allow you to white label, bring the products in, build your own labels on them, and sell them as your own. And then the next level from that, obviously, is actually building your own products. So if you might build headstones, you might build all the things that go around funeral, gravesite maintenance. The little picture frames, little decor options like statues or memorial plaques or flower pots, anything like that. Soft toys are commonly, seen at grave sites. So any of those sort of things, you might want to create your own. You might create your own set of paper products. So the invitations, the thank you cards, the memorial slips, create your own websites for memorial websites and stuff like that. So anything that you can create, anything to do with the funeral business, you can create there. You might run a video training program on how people can learn to become funeral directors, or, as I said before, teaching funeral homes how to market and sell and all that sort of stuff. Because as we mentioned, just because they're a funeral home doesn't mean that they can't they don't need to market and do everything a normal business does. So you can help with all that. So there's quite a few options there. So as I mentioned, once you know your niche, then you need to know how you're going to sell these products. So are you going to affiliate market? Are you going to drop ship? Are you going to white label or build or make your own products, whether it be, solid products like gravesite, memorabilia, funeral options, or even training programs and stuff like that. Okay, so once you've worked that out, then obviously you're going to need to build some actual real estate to do that. You'll probably need a website. If you need help with that, click on the link below the build website area. I can help you with that. Build yourself some social media and off you go. So, I know that's very flippant and very quick, but if you build your website, that is where people come to. So that's where you'll have all your information. Before, when I mentioned about affiliate marketing, if they go to a website, they'll be able to read all about the information that you've got there, read your offerings, and either click off to an affiliate program or click on a purchase option to buy the stuff that you make. Then you just sell it and ship it out. Or they click on links to go into online training programs and stuff like that as well. So you really will need a website. Social media, you'd be surprised how prevalent social media is in the funeral game. I went to a funeral recently and a lot of it was done over social media. Even streaming the funeral service, don't forget that's always done these days. And that was done through Facebook. So you clicked on their Facebook page, you got a little link that you got by being in that group. Off you went, you could watch the funeral online from home. So social media is something you'll need as well. And YouTube if you are going to sell your training and stuff like that as well. That's it, guys. That's very, very, very fast video on how to sell funeral needs online. As I said, have a look through the post. Think about your niche. Think about what it is within that niche that you wish to sell and who you're going to sell it to. And then consider the options you're going to use to sell, whether it be affiliate marketing, selling your own products, selling coaching or online videos, or whatever it is you're going to do. Think about how you're going to do that, and then the products that you'll need to be able to facilitate that. So you'll need a website, some social media. Again, if you need help with that, click on the links in the post. I can help you out. Okay, guys, hope that was helpful. Comment below if you need any help, any questions, any feedback, anything you need to get yourself started setting up your own online business, whether it be in a funeral niche or any other niche. If you have experience in this area, comment below as well. And obviously, if you're watching within YouTube, I would love if you could like and subscribe to this channel. Thanks, guys. Chat to you soon. Bye.